If you want to access deep levels of mind for the purpose of promoting health, healing, and activating intuition, then look no further than the Silver Ultra Mind method. Over the next 5 weeks, I'm joined by my good friend Rohan Vijay as we create a short video series based upon one of the key principles within the Silver method, which is called caseworking. And in the upcoming videos, we're going to be demonstrating what caseworking is and how it can be used for health, healing, and activating intuition. Hi, I'm Luke, and if you don't know who I am, or if you're not subscribed here on my YouTube channel, I raise human consciousness and help people to live full out by creating their healthiest, happiest, and most fulfilling life possible by design. Hi Rohan, welcome back to what is actually the last edition of this very special caseworking series, and the last one. So I'm excited to share this last episode with you. I mean, we've been doing this, I think I've mentioned it a few times, for like a few months now. So yeah, to kind of share this journey and this experience, or part of this journey, part of this experience with you, is it has been good, and I hope that you've learned a lot about caseworking, like intuition, and just started to broaden your horizons to this practice ultimately. But yeah, so today we're just going to dive straight into the last episode, the last edition. Before we do so, Rohan, do you have anything you want to share on like this last video, or ultimately as part of the series?
Well, I mean, this is just the last video we're putting up on YouTube, but not the end of our case working. So I'd say we still have a long way to go. I'd say it was a great journey that I shared as well. And it's wonderful, like to do this, like the entire case working, the entire practice of case working itself is quite interesting. And to share it with someone who shares the passion to do it and learn and develop the intuition with me is amazing. So I'm glad that like we've both been a part of this, and we have learned a lot from each other, and also observing how each one of us like differ in our own ways to how we do the case working. So it's interesting to note how like different people approach case working as well. So it's been a wonderful journey, and thanks for having me here. I'm really excited to see what comes out of this last session.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, so we're going to dive in, obviously, into the last session in just a moment. For you guys who are watching, like, if you've enjoyed this journey, these last four videos, and you would like in some way to learn more about case working, like with us, and be part of this journey even more, like beforehand, we were open to what that may look like after the 4 videos. We just wanted to focus on the series, the 4 sessions. But let us know, like maybe like we could do this every so often to continue it, or like an idea that just came to me, if people want it, is like to do it live, so like live stream it. And then I also have people like join us live as well. So I think there's a lot of things that we can do if you guys, the viewers, the audience, want that. So leave a comment below, or message either of us on social media. All of our socials are below. I'm pretty much everywhere with the same username, which is real Luke Burrows, so you can kind of find me there. But I'll link all that down below. And I think without further ado, let's dive into the last video, the last session for this series, guys. So who's going first, my friend?
Let's go with you, because last time I think I went first, so cool. You go ahead this time. So you can relax and let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Okay. So patient name, I'll try my best to pronounce this right. Child H, female, from Sweden.
Blonde hair.
That's a mess.
kidneys, like and something around kidney area.
That's a miss.
Is she older?
Can you guess a range?
So initially, I would say between like 50 and 70, although I'll try and be more specific.
Okay, that's a good estimate.
Oh, I'm getting like Alzheimer's, dementia, onset, early stage.
That would be a miss.
Something to do with mobility.
Can you get some more clarity on that?
Oh no, what's the not Alzheimer's? Oh, I forgot what it is. The one where your bones. Um, oh, I forgot what it's called. Um,
You can probably describe what you're sensing.
yeah, like stiffness. And there's a condition that's called, I think it's to do with the bones, where they get like stiff, and it can lead to not being able to move as freely, I guess.
So can you get some clarity on any specific body part that you're sensing this with?
Nothing stands out, although I'm gonna say like arms, hands.
Okay, that's somewhat close. I think the entire description uh, that you described with something related to, like the bone stiffness or something like that with the mobility issue and the hands, like it all connects to something. So I guess you're on the periphery of something that's described.
For the age, like 58, right? Or the number ends in an 8. For some reason, the number 8 is standing out to me.
Oh, okay. That's pretty close. Like there is an 8, and yeah, you're pretty close. That's what I would say. It's not 58, but uh, you got a hit with an 8.
Symptoms maybe like tingling or something. In the
Can you get
fingers.
some? Okay. Nothing mentioned about tingling in the fingers.
Um, Anything to do with the spine?
That would be a miss.
Well, I'm getting she's got children. Um,
No mention of children.
Glass is non-smoker.
Can you repeat that?
So glass is non-smoker.
Okay, that's I would say that's a hit.
Personality, positive, like optimistic, upbeat. I'm getting nothing else on the diagnosis.
Okay, that's pretty close, and I would say a kind of a hit with the personality as well. So you did pretty good actually. The age is 48, and first of all, it's given in a different language, so you might have to translate.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to translate this.
Yeah.
Let me have a
So
look.
you're right with the age. I mean, close with the age. It's 48. You've mentioned something around 50s, and you told 58, but the 8 it did stand out. So
Yeah, yeah. The 8 was yeah, quite
yeah,
strong.
and yeah, that's good. That's great actually. The description, it's quite interesting because they do mention it's a relatively minor thing, which is that something to do with reading small letters at a distance, and they've also mentioned the lens hardens in the distance mode. And probably it's like they've not described in the general description that she wears glasses, but this points to that direction. If the lens hardens, she probably does wear glasses. You were close with, like you did mention something related to bone stiffness
Mm.
and mobility issues. She had a fractured rib and shoulders in 2010 in a skiing accident. So that's also a pretty reasonable, guess. And non-smoker, calm, confident, and positive person. And what else? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is pretty much it.
A little bit of a side question. On the language change, what language do you translate it to?
Oh, first you can just choose any random language and then click on the same drop-down menu again, and then that time the English option will be shown. So you need to translate it to some random language first and then translate it back to English. It's a strange mechanism.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like looking for English. Anyway, thank you. That's cool.
Yeah.
So I had blue eyes. So first off, it was like blonde hair, and then I was getting blue eyes. But then I think my intellect kind of came in because when you said that was a miss, I was like, I don't know many people with blonde, like dark hair. Like, well, usually when you have dark hair, you have dark eyes, right?
Mm,
Um, so then so then that I was just like, okay, let's move on. Um,
okay.
I always do that. Like, I should just say what I see. Oh well. Okay.
Hmm. Or, like I guess the other person should wait for like a few descriptions before telling if it's a mess or a hit, because that could probably bias. Like the moment I told it's a mess, you would probably like the subsequent guesses you had, you would probably not value that as much as
Mhm.
if I had just stayed neutral. So that is a possibility. Again, something to discover every time we do this.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, like okay, it's interesting.
Yeah.
On the medical diagnosis, it's got like no, like yeah, no,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, I wasn't really picking up anything there. Like more on the symptom side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had nothing with
Yeah.
vision. So,
Yeah.
um,
But I guess there's another thing to note, the past operations slash accidents, like the mentioning of fracture over there. I guess the ability to sort of uh, get to that based on the descriptions that you got could only be done if there were two people doing the case working as we are doing. Like, I guess it would be quite difficult to do it, like interpret that when you're doing this by yourself. Like, you would have a bunch of, like random thoughts about what this might be, but at the end, you open your eyes and see it, and you would probably be like, I had nothing related to fracture, but when you mention mobility issue, that stiffness, bone, like somehow they all connected. I'm not saying it was an exact hit, but it was still in the periphery of what a fracture is. So I guess, like there is a certain kind of advantage when two people do this. Like there's one observer and one caseworker, and the chances of uh, understanding your own impulses is better when there is someone else who can interpret it for you as well, I guess.
Awesome, man. Let's move on. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Ron, male, United States of America.
I think his age is in the 50s or 60s. It's either 53 or 63.
That's a miss.
He was in a car accident.
That's not stated, so a miss.
Like a severe damage to his right arm. Right arm and the right leg.
Arm is a miss, but there's something around the legs. So I'll say that's potentially a hit.
So I don't know how exactly to interpret this, but I'll describe what I'm picturing. I can see like his foot and the bones of his uh, toes are just shifted a bit, like a fracture or just a bend. Like this, like it's weird. I don't know if it's a fracture, but I can see like his foot is just bent in a weird fashion. I think it has something to do with the ligaments.
Okay, so there's not much stated around the legs, but you were on the right path with legs.
The right leg seems paralyzed.
Potentially, given other symptoms, however, that's specifically not stated. And that's my own thoughts, I guess, of what it being linked.
He looks bald. He has a white beard. He wears specs.
Specs not stated. White hair is a hit, and balding is a hit.
He says age somewhere in the 70s.
So age is still a miss.
I think he's done a major accident when he was a kid, when he was very little.
That's not stated.
He takes the support of a wheelchair.
That's not stated here, but I could see why that might be coming through for you.
He seems depressed.
That's a miss.
Okay, that's all I can get.
Okay, so a couple of hits on like the white hair, balding on top. Age is 82, so you're getting closer. Actually, I think the second time you said 70.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of symptoms. The one, so it says second line, it says legs hurt, difficulty walking. Obviously, you mentioned kind of wheelchair, so I could see why that's linked, although obviously it's not stated specifically. And yeah, on the legs, it's just got legs hurt. No other more details than that.
Oh, they have mentioned depression in the symptoms, like the last but one description.
Oh
Depression
yeah,
and anger.
oh yeah. So that's sorry about that because I was
No,
looking
that's fine.
because I was looking
That's
for like with things like depression. I look on the personality, yeah, and obviously it says like charming, charismatic, quite funny and stuff. Oh yeah, so to say depression. Yeah, so well done. That's never hit.
Okay. I did not get so many symptoms, but yeah, okay. It's a pretty good guess at the rest of the things, I guess.
Although the interesting thing, like that, literally, when I as soon as I opened it, I noticed dementia, which obviously I mentioned in my case. So
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if there was like some kind of like energy, like or whatever.
yeah. That has happened to us quite a few times. Like we describe something like heart condition to one person, but we open up the other person and they have it. Like who knows?
Yeah, and then there was also at the beginning, obviously, it says stroke, and I know that obviously sometimes with
Mm.
stroke that can like have an impact on
Yeah,
paralyzing like
paralysis.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, because what I
um,
could sense is like the entire right side is just missing. Like that's the kind of sense I was getting.
mm,
And I either thought it was like a very severe accident or, paralysis of some kind. So
mm,
I could sense like the right hand and the right leg. There was
I
something
see.
with that. So that's interesting. They've not mentioned any further details, but a stroke is one of the possibilities where such a thing could happen. Like you can lose one control of one side of the body and the other side is still functional.
So yeah, I think we've done okay. Like
Hmm.
got some hits and stuff. Yeah. So again, like as I mentioned at the beginning, thank you everyone for joining us in this special series. If you want us to continue in some way, be part of it more, then let us know. Like maybe you would like to do this with us. Like that would be how awesome would that be? So definitely reach out to us and leave a comment below this video. Rohan, do you have any other final words before we wrap this series up?
Not much to say. I guess we just need to keep practicing. I guess many of the people can actually get a glimpse of what it really looks like for people who are doing case working. Like we have done a lot. Like we've put up, I guess, like 4 sessions. We have worked on 4 cases each. So that's a total of 8 cases that we have put online. And of course, before that, we have worked numerous cases as well. And even though we have had we've been doing this for months, we still can't get it 100% right. So I guess the takeaway is that, intuition does uh, sort of work, but it won't give you like the 100% answer for things. And I guess like we just need to keep refining this tool as much as possible. I'm not entirely sure if it's possible for anyone to have like 100% intuition, but even to develop it by just like a minor degree is helpful because it just allows us to overall make better decisions in every aspect of our life. So I guess like the main thing even both of us need to understand is that what we do in case working is just one area where we are projecting and training our intuition, but we do have the rest of our life where we keep doing this as well. So it's interesting. I guess we need to also be aware of like what's happening outside in other areas of our life, like how good is our
Mm,
intuition over there, and is this really benefiting us over there? So I guess that is not something I had been mindful of for a very long time, like to think in that fashion, but I guess like as and when I do the case working with you, such ideas do arise, so that
yeah.
we can observe in other areas as well. And I guess the viewers have enjoyed. If they're like if someone has stuck along with us till the fourth uh, part that we have put out, obviously you're someone very dedicated to learning case working, and there are plenty of resources online as well where you can learn this. So
Absolutely. No, I will link the website that we're using, obviously, the Silver Method,
yeah.
Silver Cases online in the description. And yeah, like my final thought would be, yeah, just echoing what you said, really. It's a skill to develop and cultivate and use. And the more you use, I think the more it reveals itself ultimately. And also, like, there was a key thing that we mentioned in the first video, especially with caseworking, which was that magic number of 50, right? I haven't actually been tracking like where we are in terms of that magic number of 50, but what I do know is that we're moving in that direction. And
Hmm.
so over time, we will get even better. I think also sometimes external influences can maybe impact intuition as well. Like, so today, it took me I felt like it took me longer than normal to get into that kind of that uh, state, alpha, obviously that we also mentioned or that you mentioned in the first video. And so, kind of all these other subtle nuances to be aware of as people are practicing this. So That's what I would kind of end this with. And yeah, just again, thank you to everyone that's watched. If you stayed through to the end, thank you so much. We will, or I will link everything down below as well, different websites, etc. Also link Mind Valley, because that's how we both connected, and where we both kind of learned. Where we both learned about this. So, and obviously, thank you to you, my friend, for I brought this idea to you. You were open to it. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful for you. So thank you so much.
Now, if you want to experience the Silver method and or caseworking for yourself, then go ahead and check out 2 links that I have left in the description below this video. The first of which is the Silver Online Cases website, where you can pick up cases and practice caseworking for yourself. And the second link is the link to Mind Valley, the Mind Valley quest, which is now the home of the Silver method. And their quest is amazing. At the time of recording this video, I'm not an official affiliate of Mind Valley, sharing this with you to get the information and knowledge out into the world to raise human consciousness, help people to live full out. Now, in the next upcoming videos, me and Rohan are going to be continuing with this special video series, but you can also watch or listen to the podcast as I sit down with Rohan and discuss intuition. We discuss the difference between the Buddha and the badass mindset, and so much more. All of those links are down in the description, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.